Good morning. Welcome to my garden update. It is really hot out. It's supposed to be brutally hot all week long, so I'm not going to be spending a lot of time out here this week. But it's earlier in the morning, so I'm going to take advantage of the slightly cooler weather, although still really hot. So we have some new things blooming in the garden, which I am excited about. Oh, also, this is an indoor-outdoor curtain that I thrifted for $9. So our citronella plant, which we got to keep the mosquitoes away, has some flowers. Those are really pretty, and that was a surprise. I did not know that was going to happen. Our lemongrass is getting really tall. These guys finally started to bloom. I think that's a butterfly bush, but I'm probably wrong. I mean, the fun thing about my yard is that I don't really know what's happening ever. I just kind of go through and get surprised and then have to Google image search everything that's going on. Like this, because these just showed up. This is mallow, Mallow. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's okay. And that is from this guy, this leaf here. So they should bloom up there. And that is apparently very pollinator friendly, so I'm excited about that. The frog hotels are still empty. I know I'm not doing something right there, but I just haven't done a whole lot of research into how to make the frog hotels better. These guys are drying up. I just pulled a ton of string algae out of pond 3, and I think it's because I don't have enough water movement in there. So I have to mess with the fountain, but not today because it's really hot. My sweet peas, I think these are sweet peas, these flowers, which smell amazing, by the way. Those are coming up. This is the first time I've ever planted those, so I know next year I'm going to plant them along a fence so that they have something to grab onto. This was not a good location for them, so lesson learned. I wish I could remember what this is. My friend Ben, who owns the garden center that we go to because they're experts in natives, told me what it was literally yesterday, and I promptly forgot. So, but this, I'm very excited about this. And okay, so the thing I'm really excited about though is yesterday a friend suggested that we apply for conservation status for our yard. So I started to look at the checklist and see what if we were eligible and how we needed to apply. And so we're missing some things. So we went to our Best Buds Illinois, which is the garden center we go to, and asked them for advice because Ben knows a lot about my yard, primarily that it gets no shade. And so he suggested a couple of bushes that we could put in to satisfy the conservation requirements because we have like no bushes or trees. But we also put some native grasses in. So I have a plan for this area, and pardon my mess because it's always a work in progress, but here's some native grasses there. And then we also, I mean, literally, I went to bed last night and I was like, I will clean this up in the morning. Oof. And so these along the fence line are all native grasses because I'm not a big fan of this chain link fence. And so I want to hide it in a way that is natural. So we're just going to do some big native grasses all along the fence. But then over here, so this is chokeberry, I believe. Chokeberry, yeah. And so apparently birds love this, and it's good for our very bright yard. So that is bush 1. Say hello to our volunteer sunflowers, courtesy of this bird feeder. And this one is elderberry. And then down here, this one doesn't look like a bush, but it is. It's just very young. This is lead plant. Oh, hi, you have a rock in your soil, and we don't need that. Lead plant. So those are the 3 bushes because you have to have like 3 bushes or trees. And we're not going to put a tree back here, but the bushes are an easy requirement. So that's what we did yesterday, the native grasses and the bushes. And today I am going to map my yard. So I'm just going to go through and see what all species I have back here before I even apply for the certification, because what's the point if I don't have what I need to make this a conservation friendly yard. And that really is the goal, is to make it conservation friendly. So yeah, all right, that's the update. I will talk to you next time.